As the drivers begin to climb into their cars down on the grid, the excitement is really building at this magnificent circuit. We're just about ready to go racing for today's Formula One Grand Prix. So let's take a look at the topographical map of the Jeddah street circuit. As you can see, a number of challenging corners for the drivers to master here. We'll see just how much the teams have benefited from their time spent in practice this weekend. And like many street circuits, this track has the potential to punish drivers that get it wrong. Let's hope we avoid any safety cars today. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position. Sergio Perez lines up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Norris, Oscar Piastri, Sainz, Verstappen, Stroll, Ricciardo, Tsunoda, Russell, Fernando Alonso, Hamilton, Hülkenberg, Magnussen, Bottas, Ocon, Sargent, Gasly, Albon, and Zhou Guanyu. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out then. Let's see who can prevail today. And alongside me, a man, well, what more can I say? But he's a legend, Anthony Davidson. I know what we've got to do before the start of today's race, but what about our driver? What do the final hours look like for them?
Well, for them, you've got your pre-race rituals that you go through. You see different drivers that, some have got their headphones on, they're listening to the music. Some drivers really absorb the energy from the crowd and they're there waving to them. Other drivers, they go within themselves. They chat to their engineers, absorbing that information, that vital information that you need to carry you through the race. And, those pre-race rituals are essential to making things systematic. We do a lot of Grand Prix in a season, and the more systematic you can be, the easier you are within that environment.
We can now use DRS. DRS now available. Okay, we've got a full course caution. The safety car's out. Keep an eye on the delta. We need to keep it positive to avoid a penalty. Slow down, maintain positive delta. Okay, the officials have deployed the safety car due to multiple cars being stopped on track. Mind your delta. Sergio's in the pits. You're approaching the safety car, you're leading, so don't pass it. Stay behind the safety car. Okay, so the car behind's just come in. They're now on the soft tyre. Soft tyres on the car behind. Okay, let's catch up to the field a bit. We're dropping too far back. Remember, we need to stay within 10 car lengths of the next car. Return the position immediately or we're going to get penalised. There's no overtaking during the safety car period. Right, let's pick up the pace a touch, please. We need to close to within 10 car lengths of the car ahead. You might experience some understeer now that you're in the wake of the car ahead. Try to get past as soon as possible. Safety car in this lap, safety car in this lap. Let's make sure those tyres are up to temperature, and remember, there's no overtaking until the timing line. Stay in position until the green flags. Okay, we're approaching the pit window. You're going to be on softs. Gap to your teammate behind, 5.5 seconds. Okay, the stewards have now enabled DRS. DRS is now online. Okay, the pit window's open, so let's box this lap, box this lap. Remember, box this lap. Keep an eye on your distance to the speed limit line as you approach and make sure you don't speed.
And away we go, no problems, very smooth. Red Bull will no doubt be very happy with that stop.
That was our last stop, no more scheduled pit stops, let's go. Nice work, mate. That brings you up a place. Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 4.4 seconds. Okay, clear. Okay, mate, this is the final lap of the race. Final lap. Gap to your teammate behind, 21.8 seconds.
That was not easy.
And in the end, there was no Verstappen. Max Verstappen, he takes victory.
And that's 2 wins in a row now, of course, Crofty. And it marks the fact that it's not a fluke. So, you know, their head's in the right space. What more can we see going forwards?
Here come today's winners. The team at Red Bull have done a phenomenal job recently, and it's clear to see that they've put in the work, and they should be so proud of the victory they've secured here. It's been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula One action, and I can't wait to see what's next.